Hello everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Twilight Zone, because that is basically where we are right now. I do hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a great way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving multiple comments, by telling me what you plan on doing this summer, or by subscribing if you have not already does so, because it does indeed help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it, because you'll see why it's So at the moment, at the time of me making this video, the entire cryptocurrency market is down, and I mean like a good 9 to 11, 12% down. Why? Not really sure. There's a couple of things, there's a couple of reasons that it could be that we've been hearing about the last couple of days, but at the same exact time, Dogecoin is in green. And I mean like a healthy 24, 25% up. Yeah. It says Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins resume decline, Doge in green. The news that we heard before was that the secretary of the principal of the first grade of the third year school was apparently allegedly going to be saying that there were a whole bunch of cryptocurrency exchanges who had been doing illicit activities with crypto. Where's it? Where's the news? No idea, but that was the news that we had a couple of days ago, and the assumption was it would happen yesterday. Guess what? Nothing happened, so that was also fraudulent. The other part was that we heard, which seemed more likely, is that the Bitcoin hash rate had declined because of inspections or because of something, people turning off their computers, yada, yada, yada. That seems to be the more likely one. However, guess what? There's a whole bunch of new news as to what it could be. It says, is the Bitcoin correction over? Bitcoin reserves on exchanges is down by 12%, despite the recent sell-off. Bitcoin, and I think even subsequently as well, Ethereum, maybe somewhere in this video up here, are continuously being taken off of cryptocurrency exchanges. This is normally a very good metric in that we see that people, and usually institutions / banks / countries / blah blah blah, are buying up tons of cryptocurrencies, and therefore instead of having it stay on Coinbase or stay somewhere else, they take it off to custody inside of a mountain or wherever place rich people decide to store their wealth. So we keep getting indications of this often. This is not the first time that we've heard of this, but every time the number continues to increase more and more and more. And alas, the prices continue to go down, as if we know that Bitcoin is not finite and that tons of it is not disappearing from exchanges, therefore creating a supply crunch. At the same exact time, the news over the last, I want to say a good day and a half or so, and now this is also being attributed to the reason as to why prices have been falling. The idea is Coinbase going public was meant to be a big hurrah for the cryptocurrency space and Bitcoin's price. It was meant that we finally made it into the mainstream. We're on a stock exchange and big institutions can finally start buying things that are collaborated, set aside with next to cryptocurrencies. Wonderful, cool, got it. Now, the issue, and I'm air quoting for those of you who are not looking, that many people are having is that allegedly, probably, it says Coinbase CEO sold $291 million worth of shares on opening day. Now, a lot of places around are talking about how this is extremely bearish and how he shouldn't have done that. This happens all the time. I'm not sure, I'm in the nicest way, I'm not sure if people are new to finance, but usually one of the ways that this goes down is that they're raising tons of capital to have into the actual company, but the ownership, like this guy has owned Coinbase since 2011, 2012. He's owned like company shares for a very long time before they actually went public. Did you not assume at some point he's going to cash out? It's like, it's whatever. Anyway, I have so much more I could say on this topic, but it's not the most important thing of the day. So this came out about a day and a half ago, give or take. I saw the news and was like, well, you know, that's common. They tend to typically do that. How do you think these people are making their wealth? Do you think everything that they have is just completely tied up in the stock of their company? No, that's nonsense. So, yes, Coinbase is still Coinbase. Nothing has really changed. You know, they're still doing well, and he sold off his stock, and that's not a negative thing despite what many other people are trying to get the rest of the market to believe. So that's the first thing as to what could have brought down or pulled down the market. It was also news, I think it was HSBC or some other big four-letter bank that no one really cares about anymore, came forward and said that they have no intention of buying Coinbase stock and they're not going to be buying any crypto. And it's like, who cares? No one actually cares, because crypto will continue with or without you. Just, if you're on the boat, then you're a bit safer than everybody else. But that was also, I don't have it in this video because for the sake of time and for the sake of my own sanity, I just simply don't have it. It was also everywhere as like, is this bearish for Bitcoin? No one cares what these 1,000-year-old people are doing. Like, we know that the market will be just fine without them. So anyway, that's the Coinbase news. Now here's the actual reason as to why it looks like the market could have potentially dropped, because this is actually very big news. It's right here. South Korean crypto trading volume, so just on cryptocurrency exchanges, have outperformed stock market activity for the first time in ever. With crypto trading gathering pace at a rate some find alarming. We've gone over this before. We were talking about this yesterday. South Korea and Japan ruled the cryptocurrency market in 2017. And I don't mean like they had a good fraction of the activity. They were about a good 50, 55, 60% of the entire market activity that we actually had. They were buying up cryptocurrency so rapidly that by the time we got to the end of 2017, a lot of their authorities were already announcing the idea of a cryptocurrency ban, or not allowing normal people to be able to touch it. It got a little out of hand. In 2017, Japan had actually announced somewhere along the way that Bitcoin that Bitcoin was a currency. Like, bam, there was no commodity, no security. It was just, you are a currency. And then I think at some point, one of their crypto exchanges got hacked. I think at that time that they felt like it was pie in their face, mud in their face, egg in their face, whatever kind of food you want to use. And they completely also lost their mind and were like, no, everyone stop doing this right now. Cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, has only been around for 12 years. That's not a very extremely long time. The fact that we see Bitcoin in the crypto market eating into the silver market, nearing the gold market, we have indications that people have actually been using their stimulus check to buy Bitcoin. Any other money that they would have pushed into other financial markets are now going into the cryptocurrency market. And to have any type of volume, when we talk about Coinbase going public and having a pre-valuation of $100 billion, not 100 million. It's difficult for companies. It takes 10 to 15 years for a company to get to $1 billion valuation. It's like, whoa, you're a unicorn. You finally did it. Can't believe it happened. You are, you're up there. To be pre-valued, even if it was just $50 billion, is a huge kick in the face to the old industry, because it shows just how fast that our market is actually moving and just how much more we have to actually rise. So when you talk about something, and now to be even more finite, if Bitcoin's been around for 12 years, the crypto hype probably did not reach South Korea. I don't mean it had to take a boat, but I mean actually, when the hype really began, around 2014, 2015, 2016. That's probably when we could start seeing the numbers. And if you go to 2017 until now, that's 4 years. So in essence, it took the hype to get to them and 4 years for cryptocurrency trading volumes, crypto trading volumes, to pass by their entire stock market. Do you see now the significance of that? It's not simply, oh, that's cool, their numbers went higher. It's no. It took 4 years to dominate their stock market. Imagine what happens if Bitcoin goes to 100,000. We completely wipe out any volume that they have, because everyone else sees they made 3,000% in 4 months. I made 6% in the stock market. Why am I still here? That's why the rate is alarming. I'm sure it's not alarming for everyday normal people. It is alarming for the people at the very top who probably don't own any crypto. Media outlets such as Yonhap in Zegye, Libo, as well as, oh my gosh, Kyunghang Sinmun, reported that on the 15th of April, Crypto trading volume figures peaked at $21 billion for the day. The combined daily total for the stock market, the KOSDAQ market, plus the sum of the South Korean securities market and South Korean trading activity on overseas markets was 18 billion. All of their markets combined still was 3 billion away from the cryptocurrency market. So on top of that, this is reminding me very clearly of something that happened just a few weeks ago. You might remember this. For those of you who were not here during the entire GameStop fiasco, what happened was, now this is my opinion, but also the opinion of millions of other people, and also the opinion of hedge fund managers who were screaming on television. The idea is that as GameStop stock, it's difficult for me to say, began to rapidly move up in price, everyday normal people were making really good money. They couldn't make this money from a job that they didn't have. They couldn't make it from unemployment benefits that they might have been getting. They couldn't have been getting it from any other place. People were making $3,000, $5,000, $15,000. They were everyday normal people who heard about it in December and were like, I'm going to throw some money into it. Threw money into it, making $45,000. People posting, I can finally pay for my dog surgery. My foot has been hurting for the last 6 months. I can finally get it go looked at. That's something else entirely dystopian, which we won't even get into in this thing right now. But what happened? What do you think? What do you think the response was to everyday normal people actually making money? And I mean like a little smidge of money, because the actual hedge funds who were shorting GameStop were going to be making about good $46 billion. 46 billion. 15,000, 46 billion, $30,000. Not really the same amount of money. What happened was the SEC came forward and they were like, no, we got to stop this. Retail investors, retail, for those of you who do not know, means everyday normal poor people. You either are an institution or an accredited investor, meaning you are worth a lot of money, or you're retail. There's no real in between. So the idea was, all these retail investors have no idea what they're doing. They're getting into this market and they might get burned. Guess what happened? They didn't. It kept on going up further and further and further until they finally came forward. All these people came on the television. It was all these old people. It was like a pile of dust sitting there, and they were like, I'm so angry. Why am I so angry? Because all these people have no idea what they're doing. Remember that guy? I must have shown you the clip or told you about the clip or told you to go find the clip. There was one guy in particular that really stood out. And he said, it's a shame. And the guy was like, sir, why is it a shame? He said, it's a shame that you have all these young people who could be going outside and falling in love and playing in parks and living their life, but instead they're using these apps to make money. It's just not right, Jim. And I was like, so people trying to better themselves and get money to further invest or put down for a home, that's wrong. But the people, okay, so what I have a feeling... This is me. What I feel like we are next to or very close to is some type of an SEC situation in South Korea really going to try and clamp down on the market. We did, but you cannot, air quotes once again, have a situation where your stock market, your markets, your security markets are supposed to be the creme de la creme of your country, and they completely get outpaced by this fad, this thing that's garbage, that's illicit, that you told your citizens not to use for a very long time. This is just what I'm kind of feeling. So the idea that the alarms are ringing tells me that behind the scenes, these people are not too happy, and they may try and figure out a way to have more control over the market. I don't think a ban is coming by any means, but I assume more regulation, more tightening of controls until we are more scrutinized than the actual banking sector. It's just what I feel like is coming, especially because a lot of these people did not get into crypto in the very beginning. The prices are so high now. I thought about that the other day. Even if you have $1 million, you still can't get 20 Bitcoin. Think about that. And then and you may even find that to be like a bit like childish, but understand these people think that they own and control and rule the world. So there's a big difference in them being able to say, hey, I own 350,000 Bitcoin as opposed to 20. On top of that as well, It says Seoul, that's South Korea, to target the Kimchi premium crypto sellers by policing international remittances. Exactly what I just said. The idea is, for those of you who do not know, the Kimchi premium is basically there's not a lot of Bitcoin, especially not in South Korea. You're only allowed to really use what's kind of within your borders, within that cryptocurrency space, yada, yada, yada. And therefore, as they don't have enough Bitcoin, the price ends up going higher in their land and their region because people are buying as much as they can in shorter supply, yada, yada, yada. So the news that's been coming out of South Korea now, which was also I dare not say popular news topic, is that they are now going to try and target people who are taking advantage of this premium and or sending money overseas with this premium, because once again, it's still the old rules. We still live in I want to say, I think we're around 1973. This is where it feels like we are as an entire world. I'm not even saying that jokingly. I feel like the mentality of the rules, of people, of the securities laws, of the economics laws, people still using SWIFT and SEPA what's the other three-letter thing? It's all very old and outdated. So the idea that even money has to be within your borders, have you ever flown on a plane? Have you ever looked down from the plane? When you're inside of a plane or when you're inside of anywhere and you look down, you realize that the ground doesn't actually have these little dots around it. So there are, borders aren't an actual thing. Borders are created by the richest people to make sure that money stays within a certain area. This is why we have different currencies. The entire point being, the idea that you need to police people sending money internationally also doesn't make a lot of sense because it's just dirt and ground beneath our feet. Anyway, that's an entirely different topic as well. So I believe that as one of the largest, and I mean the largest cryptocurrency markets on the planet, because clearly billions of other people still haven't figured it out that this is going to be the next big thing, I assume that the news that authorities within South Korea trying to clamp down on everything that's been going on is probably the reason for prices dipping. Or it could just be complete nonsense because the entire market is going down. Somebody wrote in the comment section yesterday, it was something along the lines of, if Bitcoin is going down, why does Chainlink have to go down? Buddy boy, I wish I could honestly tell you. I know that Bitcoin is a gigantic magnet, but for some reason, it still rules and dominates the entire market. I'm not really sure why, but alas, here we are. What's this one? Yeah, this is us. So this is a while ago. For those of you who don't know, it says it's somewhere in this article as well. It's talking about the amount of money that they're going to try and make sure that people can and cannot send with cryptocurrencies on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. This brings us back to around, I don't even think I spoke about this on the channel that many years ago. China had a bit of an issue a couple of years ago, and I want to take it back to even around 2014, 2015, where people were realizing that they were making huge fortunes in that country, but then they were taking their money and moving to other places. This is believed to be part of the reason why we saw a rapid increase in real estate prices in New York and Vancouver and London and all these other places, yada, yada, yada. So what they ended up doing was they made sure, they said, that's illegal. You can't do that. You can't move your own money around. How dare you? So they started making it so that people could only move a certain amount of money per year out of their borders. This is still a very big thing now. I saw someone discussing this before with actual mega companies who were within that country. What happens is you make all of your money in their local currency, but guess what? You can't really take it out. So your only choice is to reinvest it within that country, which then helps the country to grow more. But it's also, your capital is really locked up within their borders. So I assume, I'm not sure if people have been spooked or scared, or I can't think of anything else that it wouldn't be terrified. I hope people aren't terrified. We knew and should have known that these laws were coming. They were going to get there eventually. Our market's going to continue outpacing traditional markets. It's just how it's going to be. So, yeah, I don't think I have really much more to say on this actual topic. It says Bitcoin and cryptocurrency boom to be regulated in South Korea. Of course, because the people in power always want to stay in power. We should know how that works because that's just how life is for all of us. Anyway, That's the if you woke up this morning and the prices were down, I'm here to explain as to why they dropped news. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, American banking giant Goldman Sachs has added Bitcoin to its year-to-date asset returns report. Interestingly, the leading cryptocurrency occupies the first spot, of course, with over 100% early returns as the next assets are far behind. Founded 1,000 years ago in New York, Goldman Sachs is a gigantic bank which negatively influenced the cryptocurrency industry for the majority of the last few years. Another bank that kept on saying, we hate Bitcoin, Bitcoin's terrible, Bitcoin's this, Bitcoin's that, but, you know, they're still kind of obsessed with us. Here's the actual tweet right here from Bitcoin Archive. And here's the actual image right here of their market performance year-to-date absolute and risk-adjusted returns. And at the top of both lists is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's total return, according to their chart, is 118. Followed behind that is crude oil, 31%. Energy is at 30. Financials at 20. Russell, 2000. That sounds like a, I'm thinking of, is his name Andre 3000? That's, I was like, Russell 2000 is at 15. The Russell 1000 is at 15. Industries 14. Real estate's 14. You kind of get it. If you're not looking at the chart, it's kind of just downhill from there, with Bitcoin being the largest year-to-date return. So, of course, we should have known, but this always makes news whenever a bank or institution, especially hedge funds, who spoke negatively about us, end up adding us to one of their charts, and we always kind of win on the chart. So anyway, this was quite popular because Goldman Sachs in some way had praised Bitcoin and said, oh, you didn't do too bad when we've completely outpaced everything else in every other market. If you want to look down even further, here are the other ones. We've completely outpaced the euro by a lot, and also gold. Anyway, that's the Goldman Sachs news. Let's move on. What's this one? Oh boy, here we go. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, everyone, because that's just where we are this year. The Shiba Inu adorned, same thing, Dogecoin is back up near its record high of 40 cents. That's right, the price keeps pumping while the rest of the market keeps dumping, falling down. And users of the made-up coin are attaching themselves to a made-up holiday, to push their beloved Dogecoin over $1. The idea is they want to either get Dogecoin to 69 cents, it says, because you know why, because, you know, Twilight Zone, or they want to get it to $1. So they've made up a holiday. On today, the 20th of April, you should know, if you are old enough. If you're not, I'm not going to tell you what that signifies. And the idea is, on the 20th of the 4th month, they are trying to have this as Doge Day and therefore pump the price to $1. And in some ways, it's working. It's the only coin pumping right now, regardless of what the rest of the market is doing. At the same exact time, it says, in celebration of hashtag Doge Day, which is not a real thing, a leading tech-focused e-retailer in North America, geez Louise, called Newegg, announced that the company will now accept Dogecoin as a payment method. They said, the excitement and momentum around cryptocurrency are undeniable, and the recent surge in Doge value underscores the need to make it easier for customers to make their purchases with this popular cryptocurrency. So the Newegg news is also quite popular because everyone's like, hey, I like eggs and I like it when they're also new, so therefore I like this news as well. So Dogecoin keeps pumping. And then on top of that, to round out Twilight Zone Day, because why the heck not, right? Snickers and Milky Way are now promoting Dogecoin and hashtag Doge Day. I'm trying to figure out exactly how far this is going to go. just, for the sake of argument. Anyway, that's the Dogecoin news. What's this one? Because it also says doggy on top. Oh yeah, forgot about that one. Dogecoin's market cap has hit 50 billion US dollars. It has now surpassed ING and Barclays, two of the largest banking gigantimous institutions on this planet. That's the Dogecoin news. I think there was also something else, but alas, here we are. So if a pump happens today, you know exactly why, because the market doesn't make any gosh darn sense. And yeah, that's the coin with a dog on its face. And let's move on. Next up, eToro has announced that they will be adding Chainlink and Uniswap to their cryptocurrency offerings, bringing the total number of tokens that people can invest on eToro to 18 coins. Fantastic. I assume if you like Swap Link and Unicorn, this news is for you. Every platform is adding as many coins as possible to their platforms because they look silly having only 6 or 7 on there. Gemini twins. So yeah, I assume these coins will also pump because remember, what was the other news that we had about Chainlink and Uniswap? It was them being added to Grayscale. That was about 3 weeks ago now. And their prices were pumping and everyone's like, yeah, we're going to $9,000, bro. And then an hour later, the hype had fallen, so the prices had also fallen. But that doesn't stop the hype train from hypening, because people like putting their money into ridiculous things. So you go for it. Anyway, that's the Chainlink and Uniswap news. And let's move on. Next up sure, why not? I'm sure some people will. Residents of Miami-Dade County could soon be able to pay their local taxes in crypto. Wow. Danielle Cohen-Higgins, a county commissioner who covers part of the Miami-Dade County, is calling for the creation of a cryptocurrency task force. Wow. The resolution is being considered by Miami-Dade's Infrastructure Operations and Innovation Committee. Per the Miami New Times, fancy as well, the task force would examine the feasibility of allowing county residents who number 2.7 million to pay taxes in crypto. The cryptocurrencies mentioned in the report are Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin. Why the feasibility? Just have it as a payment option. Like a lot of times when you go and it's like, hey, you can pay Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, Doggy Pay, Bananarama Pay, all the other pays, because everything has a pay at the end of it. Just because you're making all your money in Visa doesn't mean that you would stop allowing people to pay in the other options. So anyway, that's the Miami news. We got news before about Florida and their governor, mayor, chancellor, somebody important who wanted to make the entire state like a Bitcoin hub or something like that. Cool. Go for it. Live your best life. Hope that it works. And I'm sure people in this county will be thrilled to be able to pay in Litecoin for their taxes. I'm just absolutely thrilled by the prospect of it. Anyway, that's the Miami news. And let's move on. And to finish things off, I don't even feel like reading this one. Bitcoin's price has risen so high that Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust looks like it's going to be passing relatively soon the largest gold ETF that we have on the planet. Here's a chart for it right here. I assume that little golden line is the gold one. Yep, I was correct. And that's where the number is right there. And that gigantic one that keeps rising is Grayscale. So Grayscale at some point is going to right there. Wait, it says April, May. So it's like the middle of May. It looks like it's on track to pass by the world's largest gold ETF. I think it's called, where is it? Founded in 2004, it's called SPDR Gold Shares GLD. And once again, the cryptocurrency market just keeps growing. It's really funny because I sit here and wonder sometimes. I know it's not going to happen anytime soon. Believe me, I got that far. if there was logic in our market and all the news that we keep getting about institutions and banks and family offices and countries and, just even normal everyday people buying up all the Bitcoin. And then you kind of sit there and go, well, a whole bunch of other crappy coins in the market. Like, what if those logically just didn't go up because they have no actual future and purpose in the market? And you go, how high? What if Bitcoin acted correctly against all the news that we actually have been receiving? How much higher would this chart be? How much higher would Bitcoin's price be? How many more people would have actually known about the market? But then again, I also assume that a large part of this has to do with just outright manipulation. Once again, dear friends, we are talking about a situation where Bitcoin could, no one knows, potentially at some point hit 200, 300,000 US dollars. And then you also have these other richer, higher up people who are so desperate, and this is what I believe, to do anything that they possibly can to make sure that everyday normal people sell off their coins and their fraction of their coins, because how dare you even aspire to own 1 million Satoshi? Just so that in the future, these people can become even richer than their wildest imaginations. And it's like, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, with our price decreases, Grayscale alone is on track to pass by the world's largest gold ETF. And I assume that they just will at some point. I assume even the ones in Canada, because I think there's like 7 in Canada now. There's 3 for Bitcoin, and there's a multiple for Ethereum. I think there's 1 for Litecoin. I think there's also even an XRP one in Canada. I don't really know, but they're all going to pass by gold at some point in the future. If you don't know why, I'm not really in the mood to tell you why. Just know that it is, so you are well informed for the future. Anyway, sorry for screaming into the mic on that one. I was like, anyway, that's the Grayscale news. Once again, and that's with price drops. So I would love to see exactly where we would be if I might throw a party the day, like an actual physical party, the day when Bitcoin finally starts moving up in price, because none of the news that we've gotten should have explicitly affected Bitcoin. Secretary of State person, financial person, talking about cryptocurrency companies allegedly laundering money shouldn't have moved Bitcoin down. The mining thing, I understand. I understand the electricity and the integrity of the network and stuff like that. But once we have news as to why it happened and that they're gonna go back online, there was no need for the actual price drop. The heads of Coinbase selling their stock, also not Bitcoin. And us finding out that we are going to have more regulations on crypto, is that new to anyone? Did you think there was going to be a point where the governments went, oh, we can't do anymore. Just let them have their Bitcoin. What did you think was going to happen? So I just assume people use this news just to make sure that prices drop. Because a lot of the old way may be illegal or not necessarily in vogue right now, where before many years ago, all you had to do was move coins and our prices would drop. Sounds dumb, right? Yeah, I know. If you moved enough coins, people went, where are those coins going? And our prices would drop. And then the other thing was on cryptocurrency exchanges, people could put in a fake sell order, and that would also drop the prices as well. So if somebody put in a fake sell order that would never be filled for $75 million worth of Bitcoin, alarms would start going off and other people would start talking about it on the internet and go, oh gosh, someone's about to sell all this Bitcoin. And then it never happened. So anyway, that's all that news, actually. And let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Umnu, Wish Nikki, The Letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z Waylay, Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, and Carlos was like, Speedy 655, Mo Barazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grollet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones, Mining, Troy, All Good Space Case, Need a Miracle, Crypto Stahl, Paternoster, Conan Doskib Legday, Snacky Chan, Tolek Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Storio, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mo Hermaroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins. Yes, I got it. Miller, His Chest, Everyday, and Coscip's Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Moss Corner Staff, Arfmedic 17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigra Machanisa, All Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL and Bolero Bastos. Hot diggity dog. My gosh, I'm getting better and better every single day. Where was I? I think I was around a bibliophobia, and I was like, I knew what the next one was, but I was like, keep looking. I think my goal is to really be able to do the entire thing without looking. That'd be kind of sweet at the moment. Bitcoin is down up. It looks like it keeps trying to move up in price. It is at 54,944 US dollars. It is down by 3.3%, but it looks like it's trying to recover. Ethereum's at 2164. Binance Coin is above 500. Dogecoin is now the number 4 coin. It is up by 8.4%. It is at 43 US cents. Wow, this is... And this is just based off of hype. This isn't even actual usage. Like, hello, Newegg. I got it that, you can pay for it, but that's nothing. The news once again is there's a nightclub in Miami that accepts Doge. The Dallas Maverick owner holds 122,000 Doge, not 122 million or 100 billion, 122,000 Doge. Elon Musk sent out a tweet that said, I think, moon or something like that. And what's the other news? Oh, gosh, the Newegg thing, and today is Doge Day. Incredibly insignificant things. Now, on the other hand, I'm not going to even say it. I don't have to say it. You know everything that's happening with Bitcoin. You've hopefully been here the last couple of weeks. You know exactly what's happening. Is that all it takes to move? Dogecoin was like coin number 30. It's probably going to aim for coin number 3 today. Is that really all that it takes? I wonder what would happen at the same exact time. No, it doesn't make any sense, because we've had more than a nightclub accept Bitcoin or add Bitcoin, or we're on track to pass the largest gold ETF on the planet. It's expected that by next year, Bitcoin's total market cap will be higher than all the gold on the planet. But that's what brings up Dogecoin's price. It's a bit of a weird day. I'm sure you can feel it in the air. This is why I said at the beginning of the video, Twilight Zone. Nothing's really making sense right now. Polkadot is down by 10%. Cardano's down by 7%. I don't really have to say all the down percentages. Just know that if you own a coin, it is probably in red at the moment. Anything like actually spiking? Nope, that's also a stable coin. Huobi token is up by 1.5% if you're holding Huobi token. The entire market is down. The entire market is down. Except for a meme cryptocurrency. I shudder in my boots. I am not wearing boots. I shudder to think what would happen if any company said they were going to have a Dogecoin ETF, or if Elon Musk announced that he's starting some type of a Dogecoin fund or something like that. I shudder to think, because I'm certain that Dogecoin would overtake Ethereum. in one of the craziest bubbles that we will have ever seen in our entire lives. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that you all are having, despite the stupidity in the market, a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be on this spinning, nonsensical thing that we call Earth. I do hope you enjoyed it. I don't know. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.